What are some of the biggest risk signals that usually participate in the account takeover, and how are accounts of suspected money mules victims are handled? Interesting question, and it actually has two parts of it. And also, in a way, we see those trends. So we're seeing among few of our customers a very interesting trend of accounts are being taken over and pretty much used as a tool to move money from one place to another. So we have an ATO event, and the account immediately turns into some type of money mule, where basically the attacker or the fraudster understand that they have a very short amount of time where they have the actual access to the account before the customer, the true customer, realizes that, hey, I lost the access to my account, or the financial institution realizes that, hey, there's been an account takeover here. So right after the account takeover event, in a very short amount of time, they will try to funnel as much money as they can through your system. So I think for the account takeover part, I'll circle back to my approach of doors and keys. It's really about identifying what is the unique way your customer using to access their account. And really, when you try to build good strategy around ATO, you should always keep that in mind. So how we detect anomalies in login sessions, how we detect anomalies in the web browsers, the devices that are being used, in the IPs, and the geolocation. You can take all that into consideration and try to really pinpoint the elements that are relevant to you and your ecosystem. And for the second part, I think when you try to detect money mules, first of all, ask yourself from a business perspective, that is the money movement is really relevant to what other customers are doing on my platform? Does it make sense? And I see all those funds coming in and all those funds being flashed out. And pretty much once you have the business idea of how abnormal behavior of money movements look on your ecosystem, you can go ahead and write a rule to detect those money mules. And Connor can demo us a very simple way to do that.
Thanks, Alex. So this is going to be look a little bit different. We're going to jump into our dynamic model builder here, which gives us even more power and flexibility to create rules. And what we're looking for in this case is a user that we suspect might have been compromised. And in this case, we're using a recent password change as an indicator that somebody might have gotten in, tried to change some of the account credentials. And then we're looking for that in combination with a high value transaction. And so what we're doing here is we're creating these variables where we're looking for an action type, an action being taken of a password being changed. And we're looking at this in a 1 hour period. And then we're looking for a high value transaction. In this case, any transaction above $500, but you could set this threshold wherever you want. Also in a 1 hour period. And so then what we're looking for is any user who has a change of password and a high value transaction in that same 1 hour period of time. And we can obviously adjust that, make it a shorter period of time, make this, maybe a sum of transactions instead of just a single high value transaction. And we can use other indicators of a potential ATO, like a change of address or a change of the email address, primary email address on file, and just give you that sense of like, has something changed with the account, and then the transaction activity is sort of immediately unusual and possible money mule activity.
Yeah, absolutely. And the beauty about our dynamic detection model is that you can go and be way more complex with your strategy. You can create several different variables. You can look both for summing the transactions, the amount of transactions for the inbound money, and then you can also summarize the actual outgoing funds. So really, you can go wild with it and be very, very complex about the strategy that you want to enforce here.